I'm going to be sailing on a different tack for this morning's video. So let me just warn you in advance if you don't want to watch. Not that there's anything horrific or anything that you shouldn't see, but I am going to be talking about faith. In my case, my Christian faith and the kind of God that I believe in. So if you really would rather have nothing, you have no desire to listen to that or anything, believe me, I'm not out to convert or make or proselytise or anything here. It's a kind of a bigger thing I'm talking about, and I'm addressing it in particular to anybody who follows us on Pesky Methodists. You can find the group, by the way, if you just put it into Facebook. Just look for Pesky Methodists, and perhaps you'll be able to have the background of what I'm talking about. Right, well, let's begin. I posted a meme of Donald Trump on Pesky Methodists. Let me describe the meme, because I think it's rather good, and I think at first sight it's quite funny. It's entitled, "What Would Jesus Do?" And there's one of these sort of cartoon kind of pictures, I guess, of Jesus, and he's walking up behind Trump. Trump has got this black overcoat on that he usually wears, and Jesus kind of looking all Jesus-like, really, kind of in a robe. Still looks a bit European, but nonetheless, he's behind Trump. He's walking just behind him, and it's obviously clear that this is to do with where Jesus baptizes John and other people in the water, with it being ascension and all this lot, and the dove comes down and lands upon Jesus, and he baptizes Jesus. So there's this baptismal theme to it. And above, as I say, above the picture, it says, "What would Jesus do?" So frame one over there with that. Frame two, which I think is obviously where the sort of conflict, or where this kind of, I think I find that offensive, comes about. Rather than baptizing him, Jesus is treading on, or he's holding him under the water. Yeah, Trump's sort of, you can see, going on like that. Yep. I understood when I posted that some people would take offence at it. I quite understood that. Yeah? Let me just say something about the kind of God I believe in, and let me say something about, white evangelical Christians voting in their millions for this man, Donald Trump. It, to me, doesn't kind of tie up with following Jesus. It really doesn't. It ties up to me completely with white evangelical Christian faith, extreme evangelical Christian faith in America. It absolutely ties up with that. I completely get it. I get the whole, he's a patriot and my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. I get the patriot services in the churches. I get the waving of the not the Union Jack, the American flag. I get the Jesus saves, give your life to Jesus. I get all that. I get all that completely. I understand why they vote for Trump. I get completely that those kind of Christians are against homosexuality, that don't believe in Adam and Steve, believe in Adam and Eve. I get it completely. I fully understand why they vote for Trump. I completely get it. Those Christians believe in family values and all the stuff that's printed in black and white there in the Bible. They interpret the Bible as having this in for, two men can't marry each other, two women can't marry each other. There is a kind of degree of racial separation. God rewards the industrious. God has a special place for a chosen people who only follow him. God appoints the rulers to rule over us. The story of the Roman, and where the legionary is, you have to say to the legionary, look, I won't just carry your pack for 1 mile, I'll carry it for 50 miles. God in that kind of tradition. Yeah, I can get that. I can get why he appeals to white, essentially, well, not even middle class, but white American Christian voters. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, but what I don't get is somehow how these people can seem to sort of think that Trump is doing God's will. How can he have anything to do with the will of a loving God? How can he do that? How can he have anything to do with the will of a loving God when he separates children at border crossings, when he detains them in cages, when he has US black sites where people are waterboarded, tortured for their faith, when he drops munitions on cities, civilians, children in Palestine and in Gaza, when these phosphorus munitions maim and kill innocent people, when we have a man there who would be willing to turn the nuclear key and incinerate the whole of God's creation. I don't get that. But let me say, right, I get that somebody put in pesky Methodists, they put, yeah, but he's only human. Yeah, I get he's only human. Yeah, I'm only human too. If you like to use a Christian type word, I sin. Absolutely. I completely agree with it. I sin. I don't do the things that I knew were right to do, and I do the things that I just knew were wrong to do, but I do them anyway because, hey, it was fun. I get that. I also get the strapline in Pesky Methodist, which I think is kind of a salvation here, is that God loves everybody. Whether they like it or not, God loves everybody. Yeah, absolutely, completely correct. I believe that. And does God love Donald Trump? Most definitely. This is going to be a bit hard to understand, but God loved, or loves, depending on whether they still exist in some dimension or whatever, Adolf Hitler, Joseph Mengele, Adolf Eichmann. God loves the guys or the women who will turn the nuclear key that will destroy the whole of the world, the whole of, well, if you like, his creation. God loves them too. I get that. I completely understand that, okay? But what I don't get is why people who believe in a loving God, in making the world a better place for everybody in it, would vote for this hateful man. Don't get me wrong, they're voting for a sinner. Yeah, sure, if you like, let's use some old-fashioned Christian language, a sinner. Yeah, they're voting for a sinner. Yeah, but so am I. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's cool. The church, if you like, is not a hotel for saints. It's a haven for sinners. One of the best things I've ever heard said. Yeah, I get it. I completely and utterly get it. But I just thought I'd come on and have a bit of a rant about that, because you all know that I'm a Christian. And how do I, as a Christian, respond to somebody like Trump, somebody like May, people damaging society, people who are evil towards others, really for their own selfish gain? What would Jesus do? That's where all this started. What would Jesus do? Well, actually, Jesus would continue to love him, but he'd also want him to stop doing what he's doing and to stop hurting the people he's hurting. That's what Jesus would do. Anyway, religious bit over. It took nearly 11 minutes, so sorry if it was boring, but I just want to share that around on my page. Bye.